Laura. It is so good to be able to connect with you today. You have been on my mind and in my prayers. I just wish every blessing on you. I hope that things are going well with David and his practice, with your kids and school and all the many activities that they are involved in, and also with you and your ministry. I have always appreciated how ministry minded you are, and how much of an impact you make in our community. That is something I've always admired about you. So thank you so much for doing what you do. I understand the busyness. At Maystrong, we are always busy. There is never a dull moment here, either in our office or with outreach. But that's a good thing. You know that our clients, man, they keep us going. And there is never a shortage of clients. So that is really amazing that we want to just be able to provide services to this community. I've gone through some changes this year. The first change is our name. It was something that rebranding was a decision that the board and I made together after a lot of prayerful consideration. We found that we were really just shooting ourselves in the foot. We have always been very human services minded, very much of a human services organization, because that was the way that we felt that we could best meet the calling of Christ, as in Matthew 25. I was hungry and you gave me food. I was naked and you clothed me. That was really the fundamentals that Maystrong was really built after. And so we found that when we would go to religious organizations with a very human services focus, that wasn't really what they wanted to fund. But then when we would go to the human services funders with a name that is very religiously affiliated, they didn't really know what we were about. And so changing our branding just really helped clarify that. It opened up new opportunities. And actually, we already got our first outside grant from the Community Foundation of Greater Fort Wayne, which is so exciting. It actually covered our office rent for the entire year. So it was confirmation that what we felt like we were hearing in prayer was really the best direction for our organization to set us up well for success in the future. So speaking about setting ourselves up for success in the future, this organization really continues to grow, and it's created a need for us to refine our practices, policies, and procedures. I'm the kind of leader that I don't think I know everything, and I don't think I need to recreate the wheel. Instead, what I like to do is I really do my research and homework and find who is doing this well, and how can I take kind of the elements that they are doing and bring them to our organization and fit them for our population, so that we are really operating at the highest level and within best practice. So we've connected with two groups here that have really helped us just refine who we are and set us up well for the future. The first one is Amani Family Services, that they provide very similar services that we do in regard to case management, but they provide it for an immigrant and refugee population. And then they usually hire those individuals to work for their organization. We have a very similar practice at Maystrong. And then the other organization is RHED, or RED, from Star Health in Melbourne, Australia. Can you believe it? Melbourne, Australia. But they have a program that is really everything that we would love to be in the future, that they are providing case management services to the sex work community at such a high level, and they are doing fantastic work. So Petra has been advising me from that organization. They're about 20 steps ahead of us. Amani is about 20 steps ahead of us. And so just taking the things that they're doing, their practices, and then bringing them here has been so wonderful in creating an infrastructure for us to grow with. It is something where we're always wanting to go to the next level and think ahead to what the next level looks like with our strategic planning. Something new that we've been doing this year that I am so excited about is that we've added a street-based outreach component to our services. We still continue to do outreach in the exotic dance clubs, but we found that people who are doing street-based sex work are not the same people who are working in the exotic dance clubs. And people who are doing street-based sex work are really at the greatest risk. They encounter the most danger on the job, and a lot of times are in the deepest and heaviest crisis situations. To reach them, we partnered with Project Me, Positive Resource Connection, Just Neighbors, and Handing Out Hope. Oh, and the Heart Team, with the Hope and Recovery Team with the Fort Wayne Police Department that actually provides social workers to help individuals who have overdosed. But we've partnered with these fantastic organizations to really reach this population that we had not had any contact with before. We've been doing it for 4 weeks. Only 4 weeks, and we've already had 2 new clients come to Case Management Services, which is so fantastic. That is such a wonderful outcome for being able to do this for such little a time, but to already get and build the trust among that community and be able to get in and really help. I'd like to share with you about these 2 individuals that we've seen through our street-based outreach, and just all the good that Made Strong is really able to do for them. This first individual is a gentleman, because we serve both men and women at our organization. I will serve anybody who has been a part of the sex work community, who has worked in the adult entertainment industry, even if it's only for a day, who walks through our door, because we found that those individuals just have such complex needs, and that we're really well equipped to be able to help. But this gentleman, he is homeless. He's staying in a shelter, and he has a stage 4 cancer diagnosis as well as untreated diabetes. He had absolutely no health care to speak of, and he was in so much pain when we met him. But after coming to our office, we were able to get him enrolled in Medicaid. We were able to set him up with a primary care provider. We were able to set him up with cancer resources and treatments, and able to help him find a job, and able to help him apply for housing. Already, there has been such a difference in this man's life. That he had experienced so much hardship and so many hard knocks that put him in a position where he was really exchanging sex on a survival basis to get the basic things that he needed. But now he's able to meet his needs and just experience happiness and health. And that's what Made Strong is about really making a difference in someone's life. A lot of times when they're at their lowest moment. Another client that we served through our office case manager that we met at the street base, she is somebody that has some pretty profound mental health diagnoses, paranoid delusions, but there is no doubt that she is a victim of trauma, and that she has been trafficked, which isn't surprising to us. People who have mental illnesses experience violence at a much higher rate. And while a lot of other places might not know how to understand her, how to help her, you at Made Strong, what you're getting is trained and qualified clinicians that this is not our first rodeo. This is not the first person that we've ever met who is experiencing that. It's kind of like a Tuesday for us. But we're really able to get in and get her the resources, the medications, the care that she needs so that she can get healthy, which is so important because she has a 6-month-old daughter that without her, her daughter doesn't have anybody. So she needs to get healthy so that she can be the best mom that she can and take care of this little girl. It's something where we find that case management is so beneficial because it really takes someone being able to advocate, connect people with resources for a lot of complex needs, and really put together all the pieces so that someone can go from crisis to thriving. I'll just share a true story of something that one of our clients experienced and really why our services are so necessary. We had a young woman who is an exotic dancer come to our office that she was a first-time mom, single mother, had grown up in the foster care system, and she said, you know what, I have this new baby, this newborn, but I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know the first thing about being a mom, and I would really like someone to show me. She's like, how hot do I heat the bottle in the microwave? Like, I just need to know those basic, very practical things to be able to do a really good job for my daughter. I think that was fantastic. She's already showing what a great mom she is by reaching out for help when she doesn't know the answer to something. We applaud that. So what I did is I helped her get connected to a service that provided that kind of parenting training for young parents. But it didn't go so well because the provider that she was connected with found out that she was an exotic dancer and made a judgment about her. This provider said, well, because you're an exotic dancer, that means that you're an unfit parent. And if you don't prove to me that you're a good parent, I'm going to report you to the Department of Family and Children's Services and they'll take away your daughter. Oh my goodness. How awful is that? Here you have someone who's just trying her very best to make it, to survive, to put a roof over her head, and to be a good parent. And any time that she comes forward asking for help, she's almost penalized for that. And that is something that we found so often happened, that someone would come forward and say, I want to get out of the hole. I want to kind of move up. I want to do the very best job that I can. I want to really have my dreams realized. But they just keep getting beaten down at every point. And we just felt that was so wrong. So it took someone like me with my fancy pants degree and the letters behind my name that say CEO, coming to the organization and saying, you know what? Let's change the provider, let's discharge, and that there will be no retaliation against this client who is really just trying her best. It takes someone like us to be able to really make sure that our clients are being treated well and to develop partnerships with different organizations that will treat them well, and then ongoing training for those organizations. Navigating government resources is so hard to do. I have heard people say, someone's working the system. It is work, let me tell you. It's very confusing, those forms, and just the way that you have to go about doing it. But when someone comes to us at Made Strong, we really take the time and we sit down with someone and we fill out those forms together and we show people how to go through the application process and all the different things you're going to need. We work with our partners. Again, I don't think I know everything, that when there's a really complex housing question or a really complex Medicaid question or, a really complex childcare question, that we know who to go to ask for help, and we know how to connect our clients to those different resources. And then just the access piece. There are so many barriers that are in place. Something as simple as even being able to print out an application or being able to have transportation to an appointment can be a make or break. And we really, at Made Strong, remove those barriers so that people can get what they need. What we do on a day-to-day basis makes me so excited. And if you look at our numbers on the sheet provided, we make a difference. We're doing it. Our clients are improving so much. And that makes me so happy because my dream is that everybody, no matter where you started, can be safe and happy and healthy and making a living wage in a job that they love. Laura, I want to thank you so much for your support of this organization. You are saving lives because truly the clients that we see are sometimes in terrible, terrible situations when they start with us, but you're changing lives because they don't just stay there. The client that I mentioned to you last week, or we talked about, or not last week, last year, who left a trafficking situation, she's still out. Actually, all of our clients are still out. None of our clients have backslid. They are all, they are all moving forward. They are all thriving. Every time that someone comes to us, we provide that teaching and that training so that then they're able to do that for themselves. We don't force anything on them because when something is my idea, someone else isn't going to stick with it. But when it's their idea, that it's something that they wanted and they worked hard to achieve, that's where we really see that long and lasting progress. And yeah, it's just so wonderful. Our clients are fantastic. They are making big strides in their lives, and that it's for both the clients and their families, because kind of our saying is when things improve for mom, they improve for everyone. So yes, thank you, Laura. Thank you for the impact that you have made in the lives of our clients and people in the sex work community. People who are often overlooked are now being seen, and have people who will actually go and help with the things that they really, really need. So thank you so much.